Hey, True Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. They just can't keep this Andreas Lubitz out of the media and this Germanwings plane crash story. It is dominating all of our news. Every time I flip to the cable news networks, they're talking about this story with other little tiny stories mixed in, but it's just been this overwhelming since the story began March 24th. And again, I think this is all just to cover up the other major news from that same day that the troops are remaining in Afghanistan. They want people to tune that out. So, anyway, now the story has gone to his depression. They've said he has mental illness. They're asking, was he on antidepressants? They've said his doctor ordered that he was not supposed to fly. They're giving us all these new details as the days emerge. But what I want you to remember is this is all a big joke, a big hoax, a big distraction. And with each day and each new detail, it's just one more falsification, one more lie. Our mainstream media runs on lies. I talked about that in the last post on this topic. I'll link my other two posts on this topic down below in the comments if you haven't seen those already. So anyway, since doing those two posts, I've learned the name of the pilot, and this is reminding me very much of the missing plane from last March 2014. The pilot name gematria, the details of the story, it's all lining up with similar coding. And in this case, the pilot who was locked out of the cockpit is supposedly named Patrick, a 33 name, Sonderheimer. And again, the co-pilot who supposedly locked him out and crashed the plane in suicidal fashion is Andreas Lubitz. So check this out. The initials for Andreas Lubitz are AL. The initials for Patrick Sonderheimer are PS. So ALPS, put it together. What's it spelled? Alps, where the plane crashed into the Alps. Andreas Lubitz has the name gematria of 53 and 62 with the S exception. The word Mason equals 62. The number 53 has been coded into very much lately. Again, this story connects back to San Francisco in a lot of ways, including the story mostly shown of Andreas Lubitz at the beginning. This past year, though, Giants won the World Series on a date with 53 numerology. The name Bochy, the coach of the team, has 53 numerology. The Giants have now won 3 of the last 5 World Series. See those numbers 5-3, 3-5? And there's even more connections than that to San Francisco. The name Patrick, like I said, has 33 gematria. Sonderheimer is 70 and 79 with the S exception. So his name can break down to 1 plus 1 equals 2. Anyhow, what I want to focus on is this name Andreas, because it reminds me so much of the San Andreas fault line, which runs right past San Francisco. On CNN, I heard them say Andreas Lubitz killed 149 people plus himself listening to the news this morning. And I hadn't heard it phrased that way yet. Initially, we were told 144 were killed with 150, 144 passengers, 6 crew, including Andreas. Today, they were emphasizing it this way. He killed 149 people plus himself. The number 149 is very curious. Let me show you why. There is a film coming out called San Andreas. Notice just like his first name, Andreas. It releases May 29th. And May 29th is the 149th day of the year. In leap years, it's 150. In 2016, it will be the 150th day of the year because it's a leap year next year. So the movie San Andreas releases on the 149th day of the year. The word San Andreas, the fault line, has a gematria, simple English, of 96, like the word Freemason. And it's the Freemasons who are largely behind this numerological coding. They abide by these principles. That date, the 149th day of the year that the movie releases, and that possibly this story is alluding to, May 29th, 2015, that date has a numerology of 49. And in San Francisco, they're the home of the 49ers. They were established in the 49 season. And we just had Super Bowl 49 earlier this year on February 1st. Out of that game came the numbers 144 and 52. And I said, going forward, I said, pay attention to the number 144 and 52 in major news stories this year. Right now, you could argue that this is the biggest news story of this year thus far. One of the biggest for sure. The suicidal pilot killing the plane full of, as CNN likes to put it, children and babies. CNN keeps emphasizing the babies. But anyway, here's the number 144 passengers. And where's the number 52 fit in? Notice 10:01 when the plane took off to 10:53 when it lost contact and is believed to have crashed into the Alps is a span of 52 minutes. 52 minutes. And Truth Seeker, again, the number 53 is important also. If you watch my video post, if you went back and watched the last 100 video posts I've done, I will have mentioned the number 53 so many times because it keeps coming up. They keep coding it right now. It's a hot number. So everything in this story is the numbers that I've been saying to watch for all of this time. So for those of you who are skeptics of my work, I mean, you must think I'm a master at predicting coincidence. I'm not. It's because I figured out their pattern, and I've been following it very carefully since the day I caught on to it in late 2013. So, Truth Seeker, I think this story is definitely alluding to a bigger event. It's another piece in the puzzle about what's coming. San Francisco's had a lot of coding on it lately. The World Series win was part of that coding. As I continue to say, the major sports events tie right in to what's happening in world events and world history. They keep also showing us this picture of him being a marathon runner, and look at the number he's wearing here, 4408. What do we know about 44? If you follow this video blog, you know very well what 44 means. And True Seeker, I also want to point out that if you write 44, if you spell it out 44 and sum it with simple English gematria, it sums to 144. Just like if you write out the date April 4th, otherwise 4-4, if you write out the date April 4th and sum it, it also sums to 144. Shows you how well thought out all of our language, dates, calendar system is. The occult have been building their world around us. Nobody clued us in, though. That's why we're lost in La La Land. So, people of San Francisco, I would have your eyes open. There is a lot of coding suggesting that something very terrible is coming to your city. And I think that might be true for a lot of the rest of the West Coast, including Seattle and Portland. Los Angeles as well. A lot of numbers on the West Coast right now. So, in Total Truth Seeker, this thing is a big hoax. The pilot names are a dead giveaway. If you think AL and PS summing to Alps, if this is a coincidence, you need to watch more of my videos. Please specifically look out for the MH17 flight crash in Ukraine. To date, that's the most coded plane crash I've seen, even more than this one. It's mind-blowing. But all these numbers are coming from the same sources. So, just wanted to document these further coincidences, if you want to call them that. But really, they're just the numerological connections, piecing the puzzle together of what's coming next. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.